It is a great day in SimWorld, everybody. Good morning, happy Friday, and welcome to SimWorld Today. I'm B. Ron alongside me, as always, is my co-host Yells. Happy Friday, sir. Good morning, good morning.
Some technical difficulties there. Happy Friday indeed. There's a lot going on today. Everybody stay safe, but we are going to bring the positivity, and there's a lot to be positive about in SimWorld today, B. Ron. Tell them why.
Absolutely, there is. It is time to raise the flags, folks, especially if you are a fan of Cooper Flag and or the originators,
Oh
because
boy.
Cooper Flag is joining the originators. Yes, sir. We got one of the top prospects in the high school basketball world to join SimWorld Prep, just like last season with DJ Wagner. Cooper Flag will be joining the OGs.
Hey,
And man, so excited about this kid. Go ahead, Yells.
I'll just tell you, man, the kid is incredibly talented. There's lots of hype around him, and there's hype for a reason. This dude's around 6'8", 6'9", 6'10", 6'11". I don't know what you say he is, but he can go to the rack. He can throw that thing down. He has a silky smooth jumper. His game's not super refined yet, but as you can see here in this highlight package, that he can do it on all levels. He's a good passer. He can defend as well as we see him play help side defense, trailing a play. Sometime he'll come in with a block, but his size, his skill level, this is going to be huge for the OGs, even bigger for SimWorld Prep, and we're just really excited to have this kid here. I also add, I don't know the last time that there was a kid from Maine making waves like this, but hey, everyone wanted to know what's going to happen. We lost Bronny, we lost Bryce. Carmelo pulled his son Kian. Anthony is no longer in SimWorld Prep. There's no DJ Wagner. We have big names. We've got Trey Hymans. We've got Arthur Lattimores. We lost Jason Miguez also. But now, like you said, the flag is still raised because we have Cooper Flag here, and the competition is about to get real, B-Ron. Let me see, man.
Yep.
What do you
Yep.
think
Yep.
is going to happen?
Oh man. So just to kind of go back to yesterday a little bit, I'm excited now because now we get to see Cooper Flag potentially humble a lot of these kids that were talking a really big game about Cooper Flag and how and their reaction to him and that kind of stuff, him not joining, whatever it is. Now we know he's officially joining some more prep. He's gonna be on a team. You're gonna see him in games. I'm excited to see how he how he fares because we know the competition here is tough. We know that. There's no I'm not taking that away from any of these kids. But Cooper Flag, I think, is on another level in that regard.
I'm on a new level. Whoop, whoop. Hey, shout out ASAP Ferg. Appreciate that B-Run this morning. Yeah,
Yeah.
the kids on a whole nother level. I think that the SimWorld Prep talent here is definitely going to show him that he may not be head and shoulders above anyone in the way he thought that he was. And I think that the SimWorld
Right,
Prep kids
right.
here are definitely up for the challenge of taking on a
Oh yeah, they sure
Cooper
are.
Flag. I wonder if his brother comes along. Ace Flag, who's a pretty good player here, but I'll say this, man. The kid's an absolute monster of a talent. There's a lot of excitement. There's a lot of extra eyes I think will be coming SimWorld Prep's way. And hey, there is a reason for me to head up to the Cape Cod area and get some clam chowder. I can't wait to head out to Abigail Sea Pride compound and see some of these games, or even better. Can you imagine? I think he's honestly originally from the Florida area, but he moved up to Maine. Can you imagine Cooper Flag playing some games down there against a yacht club and just there? I think there's a lot of instant rivalries right now. Who do you want to see him matched up against the most now that we know he's here?
Well, if he's 6'8", 6'9", whatever he is,
6'10",
uh,
6'11". Who knows what the real one
yeah,
is,
yeah.
right?
If he's in that range, I'm imagining him playing one of those big positions, forward or center, or he may even play the three. So I'm looking at kids like maybe he matches up against Benari James, maybe
But
Trey
all right.
Hyman, maybe
Okay.
Corey Yams. I you know I want to see a lot of those big personalities and big names that we have already established here in SimWorld Prep clash with Cooper Flag. That's also why I mentioned Benari too, because that I think will be a fun matchup to see those two kind of go head to head in terms of scoring output. Anyway, I think that'd be fun to see.
For sure. I know one of the things I know is that he had a matchup in the EBYL against, I can't remember the kid's name, but the kid was a highly rated player as well. And he had no fear of Cooper Flag. He went right at him, hit a couple of jumpers right in his face. Cooper looked like he saw the challenge and went right head to head with him. And I think he put up a 40 piece, one of his many 40 or 50 point games. So I am seeing him go up against the Corey Yams defensive lockdown. I'm interested in seeing him going up against the physical specimen of Trey Hyman. I'm interested in seeing him go up against the offensive skill of Arthur Lattimore and how he's going to come back at that on the other end. So there's a lot of kids that he's going to have to contend with. Breck Backer that just recently committed to Southeast Select. That's going to be an interesting matchup.
Yeah.
So all I know is I'm excited he's here. Go ahead.
Yeah. Also, one more name out there, just because I know if I don't bring it up, someone else is going to say it.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to say it for him. Isaiah James. Put him on him too. Because I know Isaiah. He wants to defend the best player on the floor because he's confident in his defense. So, yeah, I'm hoping we get to see it at some point this season.
We'll have to see if Isaiah James had a growth spurt or something. Because if he didn't, he's getting baked. He's not getting broiled. He's getting instant baked out there on the court trying to hold a Cooper Flag. Sorry, man. I like your game. I love that you play defense, Isaiah. But yeah, that's not out there. I don't think. Anyway, yeah, let's move on. Hey, Cooper Flag's here, man. We don't have to spend the whole beginning of this morning talking about it, but that is interesting stuff. Especially on a day like today, we can say raise the flag. This is interesting stuff. Welcome to SimWorld Prep, kid. Thank you for all the eyes that you're going to bring to the product of this league, and good luck, because they're going to be coming for you. There's going to be some jealousy. Yeah. There's going to be some hatred. There's going to be some flat-out competition where they're going to want to put you on notice. So I think you might want to get ready, kid. I think you might want to get ready.
Yeah, for sure. Good luck. 100%. 100%.
Well,
yeah.
New coaches.
What you got?
New to the game. We got some new coaches that have recently returned or come back. You got Shiro Lee. You got Munch Williams. Who else am I forgetting here? You got new coaches.
Yeah,
you got some coaches coming in.
Those are the last two that have rejoined the league anyway recently.
Yeah, so recruiting period's up on the 21st. There's just over a week left. Do you feel like some of these coaches have run out of time, or have they come in and they've hit the ground running? What do you make of what they're able to do with these last days left in the recruiting period?
So we know that both Shiro Lee and Munch Williams have already either got commitments, or they're in the process of talking to kids, that kind of thing, trying to get them to join the teams and everything. So I don't think they're out of time necessarily, but I do think that it is going to be harder to get a lot of those kids that you would have had a chance to get earlier in the recruit period. If they had been here from day one of the recruit period, I think it'd be a different story. We might have seen a lot of kids go where they probably should have went all along. Instead, they're going elsewhere because those coaches that were previously there were not doing their teams any favors in recruiting at all. So when you look at let's take Bad Boy for example, and Munch Williams, he wasn't there. Sonny Jackson was there. The Hilario brothers, all three of them, are all from Michigan. Should have been playing for Bad Boys, but because Coach Sonny Jackson wasn't doing his due diligence in recruiting, he's now gone, as are the Hilario brothers. And maybe they do return to Michigan next season, whatever, but they didn't do it this season, and that puts them behind at a big disadvantage when it comes to fielding a competitive team. On the other hand, we can talk about Shiro Lee coming in. We can talk about Coach Mack leaving SimWorld Europe after almost killing that season.
Don't get going, B-Ron. I see the steam coming out your ears, man.
Yeah. So we can talk about that, and then you had Son Chung-gu finish him out there. North Korea decided that he was going to not go to APAC to play. Instead, is now with Gotham 5 in New York. Now, apparently that has more to do with him wanting to distance himself further from North Korea, and that so I understand and respect that decision. But I feel like maybe if Coach Shiro Lee was there from the beginning, maybe we would have saw Gu end up in APAC. Maybe we don't still, but that's just my thoughts on that.
Yeah, I mean, I think they have plenty of time. Coach Munch has definitely hit the ground running. So has Shiro Lee. It looks like they understand the task at hand. Um, Coach Munch came in. He probably made more. He got more kids to recruit in a 3-day period than some of these guys that have been here through the entire recruiting period. So I know we'll get into that segment here in a minute. The APAC one, I think they definitely missed out on an absolute superstar. I've said it a million times. Sung Chung Gu. I gotta find finish him. That's what we say when he does what he does. But I gotta find a nickname for this guy. But I definitely think they missed out on an absolute star with him. Despite me saying at one period I didn't think. That he was going to be that level of player,
Right.
but I definitely think he is that caliber of player. But my point in saying that is, I still think they have a very strong core. You got Kai Newby there, you still got J.D. Reyes and Victor Soto, Jin Song Ding were almost the core of that team. No Stephen George. I think Stephen George is done playing basketball, is what I'm hearing. For some personal reasons, some other things, country related. But the core of that team's still there. Then you bring in Devin Fields, who I think we all know is going to be an excellent player, excellent vision. He brought in his compadre brother Le'Veon Fields as well. And then they added some defense there in Mayoto Rise, who I'm a huge fan of. I think APAC's good regardless. I don't think there was a whole lot that needed to be done other than securing the bag that was
Okay.
Sun Chung Gu in APAC. Although they missed
Yeah.
that one, I think Coach Shiro Lee is in great position this year, and I think he'll have probably some better results than he had in the past season.
Yeah, most definitely. I do. I think they'll be fine. Both the teams will be fine. But I think it's a matter of, again, once you're here this late in the recruiting period, it's tougher to get. You can't get a lot of that top talent that's there early on because you weren't there from the start to get it.
True.
Well, that's where I think that conversation comes into play. They're not out of time. It's just more difficult for them to get the players that they probably would have wanted to get otherwise.
Agreed. Agreed. Fair enough. Can't
Yeah.
argue about time, man. I'm a time merchant. I'm all about how much time you have. I'm having my day scheduled down to seconds. I have timers going for everything I need to do. So time is of the essence. What's the
Yeah.
one thing that you can never get back, B. Ron? The one thing.
Time.
Time.
Man. Time. Yep. It's always gonna keep moving with or without you. Uh, speaking of moving, man, Cascadia, they're making some moves here in the coming craze period here, and there's talk that potentially they're the best team in the West. So I have it here on my notes. Is it Best Coast or is it Cascadia in disguise? Because
Wow.
Best Coast has that moniker of we're the best in the West Coast or whatever. But is it really Cascadia this season coming in? They got Kevon Jackson, they've got Daniel Irvin over there now, a few other high profile kids over there on that team. What are you thinking about them, Yells? What you thinking? They making some moves? Because I was very high on them last season. After they again were the first champions in the Ground Zero season. I said, hey, they're gonna be better than what everybody thinks they're gonna be, and they're gonna make the race to one. One of those things didn't end up happening, unfortunately. But I stuck to my guns through that whole season. I believed in them, thought they were gonna get it done. Unfortunately, weren't able to make the race to one. But with this season incoming, though, and the talent they do have coming in so far, what are you thinking?
I think they have they had an incredible recruiting class. I think I look at their roster, which is not finalized, and I think it's good enough right now. I think they are looking like the best team out west on paper. Okay, so yeah, look, I'm gonna run through it real quick. Potential starting lineup. Daniel Irvin at point guard can go get a bucket. We see he is a monster. Kayvon Jackson at shooting guard, going to the rack, getting it done whenever he needs to get it done. Tyshawn McGrady, did anybody forget about this guy? Did anyone forget that this guy's a certified bucket? He can play. So he can play small forward for you. You can play either him or Kayvon Jackson at the wing. Tyree Wells up front. We know that this dude is an absolute monster. I don't know if he
Yep.
plays the four or the
Yep.
five, unless he gets injured or I don't know how this is a miss. At least at this level, as far as what his talent level is, he's gonna be a dog. Jason Holbrook. No one's talking about this kid. He's only 15 years old. He is the epitome of low post work. Like, he's refined skill. If y'all haven't been watching, y'all been sleeping. That's a great pickup. And then you still have Q Dozier, and then you have one of my favorite players who I think he'll get a lot more run and looks this year than he got last season. Jetson Halliday III was an absolute gunner. I mean, he can shoot the
Yep.
rock. They're loaded, man. Maybe they're not the star names or the biggest mouths that we've seen in SimWorld Prep, but it's a lot of talent on that team. But I say all of that,
It is.
B-Ron, what I started with, on paper, because what you have to be able to do as a coach, and we can go back and we talk about Bay Area Breakers, we could talk about the Yacht Club at some points last season in season one. We could talk about multiple
Yep.
teams that had a lot of talent. Got them five at one point
Yeah.
before
Right.
new coach came in and really got it rolling. Tim Bellardi struggled to figure out exactly how to utilize a line of them, get consistency and chemistry. So you, as a coach, you got to figure out how to maximize what you have there, not in terms of talent, but into cohesion. In terms of cohesion, what pieces should be
Yeah.
played together at the right times? What personalities mesh? Maybe this guy's a great scorer. Do I need a defender on the court when he's on the court because he's not really defending that pick and roll? That's going to be
Yep.
what matters on paper. Yes, but I got to see it play out before I Dennis Green them. I'm not about to Dennis Green them now. I'm not going to give them the crown. They are who they say I'm not. I'm giving the damn crown. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it
Not
this
there
Friday,
yet.
man.
Look, I definitely understand it. Definitely understand that for sure, and I'm right there with you. We're not going to do that just yet. We'll save that talk when it's closer to the season. For now, it's just fun to speculate and talk about things. Uh, Mimic Craze Day 5 is behind us now, and again, man, a lot of moves coming in, a lot of things happening, players committing to teams, that kind of stuff. One of my big favorite ones is Lace Money. That might be yours too, but but for me, Lace Money is one of the names that comes to mind for me because I really like his game. Played for Lakeshore Drive last season, and he's now with the Indy Stripes. And last season shot nearly 71% and led the season, led the league in field goal percentage all season. So that's insane.
Yeah, I mean, he is. Let me get my words together. A really good
Yeah.
player. I don't think that he got the full opportunity to show everything he's capable of last season at all. But he's a quality piece in the middle. I think Coach Lovelace had other objectives that he had to try and fulfill last season. But I think we'll see Lath Money really step out and come into his own here this season. So excited about that. My big piece that I saw that was a really big pickup was Brick Backer. I spoke of him earlier. The kid's about 7 feet
yeah.
tall. You see here on the graphic, this is him here with James Canton, the Duncan machine out of Arkansas. Still unrostered, by the way. Crazy. But Brick Backer, we saw a little bit of footage. A lot of people haven't seen a whole lot of him, but he is a big time player. And for a team that already has multiple 7-footers, and that seems to be Coach Lee's strategy is to get big. They lost Manessa Warnick, but they kept Keandre Baldridge and they kept Kadarius Stack Jr., who is extremely formidable in the middle. Two big 6'10", 6'11", who knows how much weight and size they put on. And then you bring in another kid that's 6'10", somewhere between 6'10 and 6'7", and this one is actually extremely talented in the post. I think that pickup is huge for Southeast Select, so that was my number one pick there. Also, shout out to Koya Monroe, head in Miss Florida's Mr. Basketball. And let me not forget this. I don't know we're running low on time. I got some breakfast tacos sitting to the side of the studio, B-Ron, so don't want to miss out on those.
Yeah, we're getting there.
But yeah, hey, Bad Boys. Rasante Vance is making some low key moves. I don't know if this kid's as good as anyone thinks he's gonna be or what his talent level is. Rasante saw something, but the kid's name is Trapper Die. So let me say it a little faster for you. Trapper Die. Let me speed it up a little more. Let me say it a little faster. Yeah, I'm sorry, Coach Munch Williams. He brings in. Oh man, I mixed that up. I messed that up. Look, the point that I'm making is there's a kid whose name is Trapper Die. I don't know if y'all listen to Jeezy albums. I don't know what y'all listen to. Me and Rick were joking about this earlier, but the dude's name is. Oh yeah, look out for that kid on the court. That was my big pickup. There was my legit real pickup in Breck Backer, and the one that I'm rooting for in Trap or Die. Because there's only one way to live, man. You either trap or you die. Sheesh.
Oh my goodness. I love that. Sorry.
All right, B-Ron.
Jason Tada, though. Jason Tada, man. He's committed to Cal. That's Jason Tada is one of those kids that I don't know if I don't want to say he didn't live up to expectations in SimWorld Prep, but I don't think he got enough opportunities to show what he can do in a lot of various regards. But I am happy to see him commit to Cal and continue his playing career. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does at SimWorld U.
Hey, that's the thing. There's only 32 teams in SimWorld Prep. So everybody's not going to get a chance to shine. That's one of the beautiful things. So you know how what is normally is you're in high school and there's a billion high schools, so everybody's the best in the area, so you're a big fish in a small pond. Then you come to college and that pool is shrunken down a little bit. From being the big fish in a small pond, it's a little bigger pond. And then you get to the NBA, there's only a few teams, so only the best of the best. SimWorld Prep is the best of the best prep players. So even though you may be great, everyone does not always get an opportunity in such a small league to showcase everything they're capable of. And I think Jason Tada exemplifies that. Incredibly skilled. Congrats to him going to Cal. Huge get, and I think he's going to showcase a lot of what he's able to do, and maybe even more of what he did not get the opportunity to do. SimWorld Prep put him on the map, but maybe not with the numbers. So congrats to him. I don't think there's any shocker that he stayed out west. He seems like a West Coast kid. He played for multiple SimWorld Prep teams, didn't he?
Yes, he started with formerly the Los Angeles Stars, now Showtime Basketball, and then went to Cascadia.
Yeah, so, congrats to him, man. Big day today, B-Ron. Lots happening.
Yeah.
I hear some other news maybe coming down the pipeline. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to spoil it. But, hey, Cooper Flag is here. Let's see what y'all going to do, guys. Y'all had a lot to say. We gonna see.
We gonna see.
We gonna see.
Got that right. Well, look. Thank everybody for joining us on Friday's edition of SimWorld Day. We appreciate it. Weekend off for us. You're not going to hear from us on Saturday or Sunday. We get a break from y'all, too. And from our producer. He's been very happy to see us leave for the week. But anyway, thank you guys for coming through. We appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all on Monday. And until then, you guys, SimWorld, remember, is the only place where you can see the game, be the game. We'll see you on Monday.